Hi, I'm Joe Polizzi, and this is the Content Inc. podcast. 5 minutes every Monday for content creators who desire to be content entrepreneurs. Hi, this is Joe. First of all, thanks again for listening to the Content Inc. podcast. At the Tilt, we're really trying to get more people to listen to this podcast as well as our This Old Marketing podcast, and reviews really help. So we love a review of the Content Inc. podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Google, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you do, I will send you $20 in Tilt coin. And all you have to do is just email us by going to contentinc.io with a link to your review, and I'll shoot the $20 straight off to you. Thanks again for all your support. The movie City Slickers, starring Billy Crystal, Daniel Stern, and Jack Palance, actually still holds up pretty well, even though it was done in 1991. Still love the movie, and there's one scene that really has always made an impact on me, and it's a scene between Curly, which is Jack Palance's character, and Mitch, Billy Crystal's character. And Curly goes, "Do you know what the secret of life is?" And Mitch says, "No, what?" And Curly says, holding up one finger, "This." Mitch says, "Your finger?" Curly says, "One thing, just one thing. You stick to that, and everything else don't mean shit." And Mitch says, "That's great, but what's that one thing?" And Curly says, "That's what you've got to figure out." And it's interesting when you think about this from a content entrepreneur perspective. It seems to make sense to put our content everywhere. And we want to do it, right? We feel we need to do all the things. We should be blogging. We should do an email newsletter. We should be getting on TikTok. We should try streaming. We should do webinars. And maybe we should to start to test some of these things out. But the content entrepreneurs that make it, if you look at our research at the Tilt, the ones that are self-sufficient in 17 months and the ones that are able to support one full-timer in 25 months, they choose one thing they're great at. So ultimately, while you might want to dabble in all the things, you have to do what Curly says, right? You have to focus on one thing, being great at that one particular activity. It's interesting when I look at somebody like MrBeast, who has 100 million subscribers at YouTube, which is just amazing. MrBeast does all kinds of things. MrBeast is on YouTube. MrBeast has dabbled in streaming. He's got his own burger joint. But more than anything else, he started out being a YouTuber. And he focused on doing all the things that you need to be a great YouTuber, and then went from there. My son loves Hasan, who's a political commentator on Twitch. Again, Hasan does lots of different things and dabbles and has dabbled in a lot of different things, but really made his way in streaming on Twitch. My friend Ann Hanley, she does all the things well. She speaks, she writes books, she does webinars, she's on Instagram, but her email newsletter, Total Anarchy, is the one thing that sets her apart from everyone else. So here's the thing. If you want to be an amazing content creator and you want to get to the point where you're a content entrepreneur and you're driving thousands of dollars in profit every month and you're able to call this thing of content creation your job, at some point you're going to have to say, I'm going to focus on one thing. And even though you're doing 5 to 6 to 7 to, if you look at CMI research, some content marketers do 13 to 16 different activities. You're going to have to say, but what's my thing? What's my jam? What's the thing that I can do better than anyone else? Is it being a YouTuber? Is it a podcaster? Is it an email newsletter? Is it a blogger? Is it a Twitch streamer? Is it a TikToker? Whatever the case is, you have to decide. And it's tough because what we've learned in content creation is strategy is all about saying no to things. So you can say yes to the one thing that's going to make all the difference. Good luck.